So satsang is love. It's peace, the tranquility and well-being of our undifferentiated true nature. It is the warmth, the sweetness of our oneness, of our wholeness. It's the beauty, the tenderness, of being what we truly are, no separate one. The sweet presence, effortless presence that no one owns, no one controls. It's like being around a glowing fire, feeling the warmth, rejoicing in the beauty. So welcome. Nothing is needed in satsang. No mind, no memory, no history, no learning. Nothing is needed. The wholeness of consciousness is the undivided reality. So welcome. It's so lovely to be concern-free. Trusting the higher power that takes care of galaxies and takes care of the weather, and takes care of the heartbeat and takes care of all flow. Trusting that power. To take care, to guide, everything that arises, every impression, every thought, every perception, is pure awareness. Appearing as a thought, as a perception. As a sensation. In spite of such appearances, in spite of such impressions, nothing is divided. Hello, welcome. Welcome. The mind divides it starts with a me impression, some thought inherited from a young age. Believed in our innocence, we say yes. We say yes, I am this, whatever you say I am, this boy, this girl. Out of our tenderness and out of our malleability, we say yes. Out of our love, our innocence, we say yes. If you would like me to be this object, this person, this man, this woman, I say yes. And I also feel yes. I feel yes. I am this man, this woman. Then a world is perceived. An external world is perceived. Others are perceived. And there is an impression of separation. That's a thought and a feeling impression. The thought impression being the storyline, the me storyline, and the you storyline. Me and my mama, me and my papa, me and my brother or sister, me and the other. As a thought, me as this person in time that is born, that is growing. And at the felt level, at the feeling level, that is also felt. We feel like I'm me and not you. We perceive a world out there. I am not the world is out there, the tree is out there. I am sitting here and the tree is out there. I am sitting here and you are out there. All of these impressions, the thoughts and the sensations, are occurring on one screen. You know how perspective, sometimes you take a screen and you draw two lines. You start at 10 inches away and then you draw the line coming to 1 inch, closer to 1 inch together, and then you look, and the impression is that you're going out in distance. In fact, those two lines are on one sheet of paper. Thoughts, memories, bodily sensations, perceptions are occurring on the screen of consciousness, the screen of awareness, the screen of consciousness that is not stretching in time or space. The impression of space and time. The impression of space is due to the perception. There's a perspective. The impression of time is due to thought, memory. You know, like when you are reading a book, you're reading, and so there is an impression of time. Yes, the story started with Joseph was in Jerusalem, and after 30 or 40 pages, Joseph is in Bethlehem. Yes? So in time, Joseph has traveled in time from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. This impression of time is the impression of thought. So thought creates the impression of time. Another example is thought as memory. You remember your little sister, or maybe you remember yourself when you were a little boy or a little girl. Yes? There's an image, a thought, a memory. And then there is another memory of being 10 years old, or 12, 15, 20. So there's an impression of time that is just the thought. Thought. Both thought and perception and sensation occur on that one screen, which is the screen of consciousness, the screen of awareness. Yeah? They occur on that screen. And that screen of awareness is the screen right now, right here, right now, that is taking on the form of this perception. So you might wonder, who cares? What's all this gibberish? What is he talking about? It's a good question. What we are talking about is the sense of me. This impression that I am a form, I am a mortal object. I am born and I am going to die. That is what we are talking about, which is your life. At least what the mind refers to as my life. That's what we are talking about. We are talking about your story, your misery, your imagined misery, but still your misery. Yes, of course, I know you were happy yesterday. But I also know you were unhappy the day before. Don't ask me how I know. We all know. That's what we are talking about. This is the illusion of separation. You imagine yourself to be immortal body-mind. You imagine yourself to be an enlightened person. You imagine yourself to be a confused person. You imagine yourself to be a great thinker. You imagine yourself to be a beautiful man or woman. All these are thoughts and sensations. There are stories. But from the mind's point of view, they're not stories. They seem to be very real. Some people feel and believe that they're getting closer to God, which is a nice story, beautiful, because, hey, it's it's better than going to Hawaii, God gives you all the Hawaiis you want. And some people think they are falling down into hell. I prefer the story of getting closer to God than falling down in hell, but it's all story anyways. So, realizing your true nature is not shifting your belief system. You can shift your belief system from one belief to another belief. You can believe in God, you can believe in Yahweh, you can believe in Allah, you can believe in whatever you want to. It's still a belief. It's still a belief that maintains a me and an object out there. The object out there could be God, or it could be the sun, like we used to worship the sun in the old days. It does not matter. It's still a worship. It's still a me and a him, her, it. Where is the him, her, it? Where? In your experience, where? Where is God in your experience? Where? Where do you go? God meaning the reality, the reality. There is a reality. Because this is not nothing, right? You cannot say, oh, this is nothing. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you call it. Maybe in Timbuktu, they call it something else. In San Salvador, they call it something else. Who cares what you call it? It doesn't matter what you call it. But there is a reality to this. It's not nothing. Yes? So you could say the reality of this experience right now is this Annandale satsang in over Tara and Magdi's home. You could say that's the reality. Or you could say the reality of this moment right now is me sitting in a chair, listening to right now Magdi talking. Or you could say the reality of this moment is these people sitting here that I perceive. So the mind can pick multitude, infinite realities. And they're all okay. They're all a perception, a mentation. Yeah? 10 minutes from now, or not 10 minutes from now, it's it. Tomorrow, what is the reality? Annandale and meeting with Magdi is gone. Yes? It's no longer Sunday, it's Monday. It's no longer sitting in the chair, it's driving your car on 495 going to work. Yes? So the reality has changed. Yes? So I ask you, does reality change? Does reality change? Whatever changes, you cannot call it reality. You can call it anything you want. You can call it a car, you can call it a tree, you can call it a bird, you can call it a country. But you cannot call it reality, because reality does not change. It's unchanging. Otherwise we would call it the changing reality, the moving target of reality. You know? But we know better, don't we? So reality does not change. So I say, well, what is he talking about? Everything changes. Everything changes. This morning I woke up, I had cereal, then I called my mom and drove over here, etc. Everything changes. So if everything changes, then there is no reality. Then how are we talking about reality? Then there is no reality. But we know that there is a reality to this experience. This is not nothing. If reality is constantly changing, then there is no reality, and then we cannot talk about anything. The fact is, we know at a deeper level, deeper than the mind, and even the mind knows, but plays tricks, that there is a reality. That the reality is not the weather. The reality is not the breakfast I had this morning. The reality is not the sensations that I'm having right now. The reality is not the perception that I'm having right now. The reality is not the thought that I'm having right now. The reality is not the feeling I'm having right now. So then what is the reality? So, what is it? Whatever somebody tells you the reality is, and you say, oh yeah, that's the reality, you've moved away from the reality. There is a reality to you being here right now, isn't there? Can somebody say here that, no, I'm not here? You're here, yes? Okay. I think we all agree. I hope. There aren't some serious issues here. So yes. So I could say, well, that's real. I'm here. But what is this I? Oh, I know. I am Magdi. I'm born such and such and them. That's not the I. That's not the I. That's the story. The me story. That's the me story. Because I was 1 year old. I was 2 year old. I was 3 year old. I was 5 years old. In all these changing events, there was one constant. I was constant. I am here right now. I had breakfast this morning. I called my mother this morning. There is a constant I that does not change. There is an I that does not change. That is not a man or a woman. Right now, there is no man or woman that hears these words. There is hearing these words, but there is no man and no woman. That man and the woman comes after. Oh, but I am a man. Okay, fine, no problem, you're a man, big deal. But the I that hears these words is not a man, is not a woman. That's the beauty. You don't need to be a man or a woman to hear these words. So what is this reality? I is a constant, is it not? Have you ever experienced no I? If you have experienced no I, I know nobody said yes, but in case you have experienced no I, and you are shy to say, then I will ask you, how do you know that you have experienced no I? Something has to be there to experience a no I. Yeah? Something has to be there to say, oh yeah, I was not there. What is it that was there that said, oh no, I'm not there? You follow? We've never experienced no I. I'm just bringing to your attention the obvious. That's all I'm doing. Bringing to your attention the obvious. The I am. I am. That you know you are, but you confuse it with a man or a woman. You confuse it with a body-mind. So I is referred to as presence. Presence. You remember when you were a little kid in school and they called your name and you said, present? You say, John, Bill, Mary, Magdi, present! When you raise your hand and you say present, before even your name, before even you hear your name, there is a reference to I. The I am. I am is presence. Then this presence, which is very, very lovely, is aware. It's not a dumb, deaf, and blind presence. This presence is aware. Yes? Is aware. Perceives, senses, and is aware that it's aware. Are you aware that you're aware? Ask yourself, are you aware? Yes. You know you're aware. Isn't that something? You don't need to ask Papa or Mama. Mom, am I aware? You don't need to ask anybody. You don't need to ask your neighbor. Knock, knock on their door or call them. Hello, please help me with this question. I've been wondering, if I'm aware. And they will tell you, wait a minute, I'm going to call my mom. She's got the wisdom. She's, I can ask her and I'll call you back. You see? So you wait for a week because his mom, she lost her hearing, the phone rings, she doesn't hear it. He's got to call his sister to go see her, etc. A week later you get the answer. Oh, it's not like that. You're aware. What is it that knows? What is it that knows that I am aware? Is it your priest? Your rabbi? Your guru? Who knows that you're aware? What is it that knows? Awareness. Awareness knows. It's aware. Because what is not aware does not know that it is, doesn't know anything about awareness. It's like a crocodile knows nothing about butterflies. Well, he knows everything about crocodiles. He's a crocodile. A butterfly knows everything about being a butterfly. It's a butterfly. You want to know anything about butterflies? Become one. Be a butterfly, then you know what a butterfly is. Otherwise, you know a lot of stories about butterflies. Right? No problem. Stories are beautiful. And even pictures of beautiful butterflies, and you can take pictures of them. But it's not, you don't know about a butterfly. To know about a butterfly, you have to be a butterfly. What is it that knows that I am aware? It is awareness. Awareness knows that it is aware. And it's you. You know you're aware. You just told me 5 minutes ago, I know I'm aware. So therefore you must be awareness. Then you tell yourself, oh God, what am I going to do with this? Who cares about this? Here I am, I spent 20 minutes here, and now I finally, heard that I'm awareness. You have to hear it deeply. You have to hear it, you have to hear it deeply, deeply, deeply. Not just at the mind level. You want to come at the mind level, okay, you can come, spend 3 hours here, nice to see you, beautiful, see you later. We're talking about the inner transformation. We're talking about the end of the misery, the end of the illusion. This is not a gathering to just play the violin. I love listening to the violin. To ponder what is being said, to ponder these words deeply. What is it that hears these words? Is it a man or a woman? Or is it awareness? And this awareness, is it yours? Is it yours? What would make awareness yours? Thought. Thought makes awareness mine. Thought says, this awareness is mine. And thought is very stubborn, like a bulldog that bites into the cloth and doesn't let go. Thought is like that. It says, this awareness is mine. This awareness is mine. You have your awareness, you have awareness. Stick to your awareness, I stick to my awareness. This is what thought says. But thought is perceived. Like when you take a flashlight in the dark room, you open the door, it's dark, you turn a flashlight on and you see a chair or you see a vase or you see a table. It's perceived. The vase, the chair, the table is perceived. The same thing with thought. You perceive thought. You turn on the flashlight, you perceive the thought. You perceive the tree. What is perceived does not perceive. What is perceived does not perceive. Because it does not perceive, it cannot tell you. It cannot speak any truth. If it tells you, oh, you know what, you're a 20-foot giant and you're so beautiful that all the 18-feet giantess around, they love you. If thought tells you that, you're going to believe it? You're going to say, oh my God, I need to get off that stuff, Maybe I need to, detox a little bit here. I need to clear out the mind. It's quite a mess here. Look what's going on. What is perceived cannot perceive. So a thought, you perceive a thought that says consciousness is personal. Don't believe it. Because you perceive it. You perceive the thought. How can the thought speak about consciousness while it is just an object being perceived by an infinite presence of consciousness, the infinite presence of awareness? Your experience does not tell you that awareness is contained. Thought tells you that. Belief tells you that. Your mama and papa tells you that. Your rabbi tells you that. God knows, some philosopher says that. But your experience does not tell you that consciousness is inside your body, or inside your head, or inside your skull, or between 2 inches you have to go 2 inches, between 2 inches to the left here and 6 inches there. There is an area that's, that's where, it is. You say. It is through your love for truth that the revelation of your true nature will unfold and reveal itself to you. There are no shortcuts, and you cannot postpone it. There is no other path but the path to God, the path to truth. You can spin your wheels around and around, follow fortunes, follow relationships, follow your feelings, follow your emotions, follow your health, follow whatever you want to follow in the world, body, mind. You will not get to your destination. You will come back and sit here in 1,000 years from now. In 1,000 years you will be sitting here. That's how it is. Time and space unfold in consciousness. Consciousness does not unfold in time and space. When you are thirsty and you come to the spring, do you just wash your hands and face and go home? Or do you drink to your thirst, to appease your thirst? Don't waste your time with idle feelings and emotions and experiences. There are no experiences being peddled here. Whatever experience you have, I don't give a hoot about it. It means nothing. I know what you truly are. I know. Nothing is lacking to you. Nothing. Nothing. You are the wholeness and the totality of consciousness. You are. You choose to forget, but we are here to remember and to remind. You're not the body-mind.